everybody, welcome to week 10 of your nursing practicum course. Can you believe we're already in the double-digit weeks? Oh my gosh, time is flying by. All right, so this week we are continuing to look at the role of change agent and leader. Our discussion question: how do you advocate for change in a culturally sensitive manner? How can cultural sensitivity assist you in overcoming barriers and resistance? Oh, and by the way, I'm coming to you from my top deck at my house. It's a glorious, beautiful sunny day in Salt Lake City. I'm recording this Wednesday night, so it's summer has definitely arrived in Salt Lake City. All right, so you've looked at change and culture in your previous courses, and now we're kind of looking at them as a combination, bringing them together. And I'd like to talk about there's so much you could talk about, but just two specific areas regarding change and cultural sensitivity. So you really do need, when you're looking at change, to do kind of a cultural assessment. One area that I typically focus on is informal leaders. Who are the informal leaders? What are their role in the institution? Whether we're talking about an academic institution, a unit, a facility, whatever it may be, who are those informal leaders, and can they maybe assist us in bringing about change? If you remember, there's a theory about diffusion of innovation. Remember, it started out with innovators, early adopters, the early majority, the late majority, and then those laggards. All right. So much of the time, we can help bring our informal leaders along to be those early adopters. If we've got a really good strategy, a very good rationale for the strategy, evidence, all those things that back it up, that make it a good change. If we can reach those informal leaders initially, they can be very useful in maybe helping a change move more slowly. Because anytime that we bring about change, let's say you're in a staff meeting, or you send out a memo, or you send out whatever, there's the initial response from staff as they're taking it in, but then there's all those discussions that happen. Why are they doing this? Is it a good thing? Is it not, So informal leaders can really be very beneficial in the change process. The second area, my cat's looking up at me. She's meowing from outside. I think she went inside. I think she wants to come out. Anyway, the second area is communication. What are the communication channels used in the facility, whatever that may be? How are they perceived by the people that you want to actually implement the change? Which channels are used most often? Do you think they're effective? I was at a hospital, and I was preparing the hospital for Joint Commission survey and for accreditation. The managers from all the different departments were at that point coming to, I think we were doing weekly meetings at that point. And so I know they got the information, but I really wanted to have other channels to share things directly at the staff level. For those that maybe didn't come to staff meetings, or didn't get the information from their managers and that sort of thing. And so we had like newsletters, and at that time, I'm sure most of you are familiar with potty notes. So I did a one-page brief, these are the high points for this week, and put it in the men's and women's staff restrooms. Everyone has to go in there during their shift at some point, so people saw them. If I was doing something now, I might create a weekly video like this and push it out through the facility's employee email or something like that. So you just have to look for the correct communication channel when you're implementing a change that's going to work within the culture of that institution. And that made me look very different from one institution to the next. I remember when I worked as a children's hospital, we had a communication book. Staff nurses would write notes to other staff nurses. Hey, remember this. Hey, this kid did this. Please be sure to check this. And everybody, when you came in during your shift, the culture was, before you even got report, you came in a couple minutes early and you looked at that communication log. So different facilities will have different cultures of how communication is transferred. So something to look at. All right, so that's my spiel on culture and change, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Then we also have NEPDs due again this week. Please take a look at your previous NEPD. They've all been scored and you see them in your assignment area. Please take a look at my comments from last week. There might be something that I need you to incorporate for this week. You guys have been doing a really nice job with your NEPDs. I think everybody's on track and has the weeks all figured out. But oh my gosh, we are getting close to the end as far as having weeks left to complete your hours. As far as hours, as long as the evaluation from your preceptor, the final one, is turned in by the end of the course, you can have up until the very end of the course to complete your hours if you need to, okay? Now remember, you all should be in Typhon. You should be putting in your hours and stuff there. Your preceptors should be just signing off on those hours. But if you need until the very end of the course to complete your hours, that is fine. I cannot accept anything after that last day of the course. So just want to make you aware of that. As with the midterm evaluations, I would give your preceptor your final evaluation at least a week or so before it's due, so you can get that in on time, and then just remind them to keep up to date with the Typhon logs. All right, I think that's about it. I will see you in the main forum.